Yes. So I deliberately put the boring and potentially time-consuming stuff up front. So I have deliberately decided to do all the infrastructure and quality stuff first, so that when we really start to implement, we have a production-ready environment. And actually, this is my work of the day, as you can see from my clock here. We clocked in at approximately exactly 5 hours today, and within this 5 hours, I wasted a little of time in the beginning to try to fix the Claude hooks, but didn't really work. So I still have trouble with my hooks, but this is not project related, so I just threw them out now. Then we updated the plan to make them a bit more precise, and then we started with implementation iteration 1. So we have now the .NET solution and especially the Aspire project set up. I will show you in a second. We have the infrastructure and Docker setup for Docker Compose with all the infrastructure stuff. We completed the Aspire development hosting environment, and now the last thing we did just 8 minutes ago was adding observability with Grafana and OpenTelemetry, both for development and for potential production settings. So the last thing I can show you immediately. So we have now this nice little Aspire dashboard. So you can see we have a Postgres database and RabbitMQ running, linked here. And we can actually, in the backend, our little backend is here, so I can just open this. And yay, it has a health-like endpoint, so status running and so on. So this is the whole code of the main application that is implemented so far. But as you can see here, nice thing about this Aspire is we get this nice graph here. So the backend is connected to RabbitMQ and looks at the project radar database, which is running on Postgres. And we have a Postgres PG admin running on localhosts 46855. Oh, I never tried this one. Yeah, no, maybe not yet. Not now. Not now. And we have the RabbitMQ running on this looks weird port, but just have a let's check it out. Yes, it's this one, but I reset the password and forgot it already. So need to check into my KeePass. So, okay, this is the first one. So we have Aspire here, which is a great tool. This is development only. This is only for development, but very, very helpful. So you can look into the console here, the console output from the backend, from the Postgres, from what's that, the database? Okay, there's no output. Postgres PG admin, RabbitMQ, so all from one place. This is all built in now for development purposes. Then we have a little metric dashboard here. So this came completely pre-configured for us. So we set up a Prometheus data collection. There's still some misconfiguration with the connection to Aspire. So potentially EOF, this is probably not correct here, but I don't really care about monitoring Aspire, so I want to monitor our backends and potentially these things. And when the collection is running, then we have this nice little graph, and look at this. Not sure if this is real, but if this is correct, then the heap object size is increasing. So the memory allocation itself is increasing with a rate of 256 kilobyte per second linearly. So maybe we already have some kind of memory leak identified, and this would be a nice thing because I didn't even start to implement anything. So it can only be something connected to Aspire or to the metrics collection. So maybe if this grows further, then it goes down again. But as you can see, this is already interesting. So what else? Let's go to the code. So this is our implementation plan for phase 0. It's the first thing we did today. We're going within 6 iterations. So solution structure setup. So we now have our source code and have our application. We have the backend tests, app host, and the solution file here. This was created. Then we have the infrastructure and Docker setup. So all this is running within Docker. The Postgres, the RabbitMQ, the Grafana, and everything is containerized with one Docker Compose at this point. So we have here running Postgres and RabbitMQ, Prometheus, Tempo, Grafana, and the secrets are configured correctly, so there's no leak or anything. So we are using best practices when handling secrets. They are also not coming from environment variables, but we're using Git secrets to provide them and have a fully automatic credential generator. So this is all very healthy here. And then again, we set up the Aspire.net host integration. This was the Aspire dashboard. And then we set up the observability stack, Grafana, OpenTelemetry. Also Serilog is already attached and sends the data as primary thing to the OTLP, so the OpenTelemetry provider. So we are in a very good state this far. What I didn't manage today, I hoped I would be a bit faster, is we want to set up the CI/CD pipeline and the quality gates in GitHub. So this is the next thing we will do. And let's see what is still planned. I want to have a local pre-commit hook with some validations. Especially I want to collect the metric for, so in like a CSV file, to just have one more metric to monitor for this project. And so we want to automate this. We want to do some IDE integration. I only worked on the command line so far, but also obviously want to see if my Aspire workflow works both in my Rider IDE and in Visual Studio Code. And then I want to verify, this is important, verify the complete development environment. So I really want to have a single command setup. You clone the repository, you run the single command, and you can directly start to implement and have all these nice little things like the dashboards and metrics and everything, and log visibility, traceability, etc. locally running and ready, and can directly start to commit. And once the implementation phase 0 is finalized, then we will continue with, where's my roadmap here? Phase 0, then we will go with phase 1 UX prior to prototyping, and then phase 2 core persistence, which will be our custom event store. And here we are finally getting to where I am really proficient. I hope so, at least. So this is .NET Core backend development. This is what I'm looking for. So here the actual development starts. This is still prototyping with V0, and here we start with development. And after this little backend thing is done, then we go to a really agile mode. So we will do vertical slices and implement functionality in a very vertical way. So always adding a bit of really usable functionality. So this is the plan. And now it's already 7:30 again on a Sunday. So family is waiting, and see you next time.